So obviously we all want to see the Lakers pull off some type of trade, and there are tons of trade rumors going around right now. Between now and February 9th, when the trade deadline actually hits, I imagine there will be countless others, right? Teams that are already in negotiations, and then teams that are likely coming out of the woodworks as teams kind of figure out between now and like the middle to end of this month of like, what are we going to do? Are we going to go the tanking route, the rebuilding route? Or are we going to go the full-fledged, hey, let's go be buyers and try to get a couple pieces and try to make a late season push, whether it's for the playoffs or to try to be a contender or things along those lines. And it'll be really interesting to see how this season plays out, specifically because of Victor Wembanyama and Scoot Henderson. And these two guys are just putting on these absolute displays. But nonetheless, the Lakers kind of stand in as a buyer, right? They really need to get some help. They really need some pieces that can come in and be some solid contributors to help LeBron James. And then when Anthony Davis returns, help Anthony Davis. And right now, we have no real word or confirmation of a trade that is likely to be done. Now, at any point, it could happen, but I imagine we're still a couple weeks away from the Lakers actually doing a trade, if a trade is to come on the horizon, right? Teams just, they're not really ready to pull the trigger one way or another until we get closer to like the tail end of this month. That's when teams will be more willing. So between now and then, it's basically just kind of a waiting game for the Lakers. Now, if one arises, then one arises. Maybe we get lucky and one happens tomorrow. But one thing that we do get tomorrow that could be a great sign for the Lakers and could potentially be a way and an alternative to get some help without having to make a trade are the Exhibit 10 contracts. So on January 5th, that's when teams are allowed to do Exhibit 10 contracts. So teams can sign up to 2 players simultaneously with Exhibit 10s as long as they have 14 roster spots, which the Lakers do. So the Lakers could sign 2 Exhibit 10 players, and then you can do 3 Exhibit 10s per each player, right? So that is good. That gives the Lakers a potential opportunity to bring in some of these free agents out there. The first one that comes to mind is Hassan Whiteside, right? Anthony Davis is out. Anthony Davis is very likely going to be out between now and probably at least the middle of this month. And so obviously Thomas Bryant has stepped up huge, and he's been great. And it's been great to kind of see Thomas Bryant come into his own and just be a real solid contributor. But what he doesn't provide is that interior defense and shot blocking. He can help here and there. He's a better blindside defender. He's better at coming in and being the help defender than he is being a post defender or just a traditional shot blocker, things like that. He's been great rebounding the ball. And Damian Jones has basically been non-existent when it comes to big men. The Lakers clearly don't trust him or think he's good enough to be put out on the floor. He gets no love, no burn. Wenyen Gabriel has been absolutely solid and is a real contributor and hustler, but he's an undersized guy, right? He's better suited at the 4 and just be your hustle-driven type, like Montrezl Harrell type of player, rather than like a solid backup center. And so Hassan Whiteside could come in and provide a lot of the things that the Lakers really need, primarily the rebounding. He's a great rebounder, right? And then also shot blocking, which are 2 things we could really help. And he is actually a good shot blocker and interior defender. He moves well. He's got good athleticism still. And he was solid last year for the Jazz, but he just ego and just a lot of things go into the game of basketball beyond just somebody's skill sets, especially when you're not like this elite player. Hassan Whiteside is better suited as like a role guy than he is a top 5 center in the league. So teams aren't willing to put up with just the drama and the locker room issues, things like that. So Hassan Whiteside hopefully has gotten a little piece of humble pie. And he's kind of been able to reevaluate and say, hey, I need to find a team that I can contribute in and stick around with. And I think the Lakers could be that team. The Lakers could really use a guy like Hassan Whiteside. Hassan Whiteside, I think, could use a team like the Lakers. I think he would get a ton of burn. He's also a guy that when Anthony Davis does come back, you could have him play alongside Anthony Davis, right? Anthony Davis wants to play at the 4. Well, have Hassan Whiteside at the 5. Good luck trying to score inside with Hassan Whiteside and Anthony Davis. I mean, you got two like elite shot blockers down low in the post. That I just think would bolster our roster so much and kind of go the Stanley Johnson route, right? Like give him an Exhibit 10. If it works, give him another one. If it works, give him another one, and then sign him, right? And then you could sign him for the rest of the season with that 15th roster spot. And if he's great, he's great. If he's not, then it's no big deal. Or if Anthony Davis comes back, whatever, at least give him an opportunity to prove himself. And I mean, worst case, again, you just let him go. Best case is he could give you, 10 and 10 or something like that. I mean, look at what like Russell Westbrook and LeBron James have been able to do with Thomas Bryant, winning Gabriel, guys like that, right? Imagine what they could do with Hassan Whiteside and his athleticism and just being able to be a lob threat, getting the putbacks and stuff. And if he's willing to come in and accept the role and understand the role, like, hey, we don't need you to be the guy. We need you to come in. We need you to play defense, block shots, be a help defender, and also rebound. We need rebounding desperately. So if you can focus on just being a defender, shot blocker, or rebounder, you have a spot on this roster. And I think that could be something that he could come in and really provide, really help lift. But beyond Hassan Whiteside, right, you could also bring in Moe Harkless. Guy with good size, play both forward spots. He's not an elite shooter or anything like that, but there's not really any of those regardless that you're going to get. It's either one or the other, right? You either get a really good defender or you get a really good three-point shooter. It's kind of one or the other. So what Moe Harkless does provide is that sizable wing that the Lakers really need, right? He's a guy that could play the 3 spot, he could play the 4 spot if you need him to. You could even go small ball with him if you wanted to. He's got a 7-foot wingspan, so he's got length to him, and can just be a really solid veteran type of defender. He could be in the mold of like a Stanley Johnson for us. And if he could knock down any 3-point percentage that's reasonable, right? Like, can he get to 33, 34%, right? He's a career 32, 33%. Can he be 34% because he's getting better at wide open looks? It's very possible. He has a connection with Patrick Beverley. Him and Patrick Beverley were on the team with the Clippers, and they had a really good dynamic together. So he could be a guy that could really help. I mean, you bring in Harkless, you bring in Whiteside. Now you actually have a pretty good defensive unit. You got LeBron James, who's shown that he can still play defense in a pinch. Patrick Beverley, he's kind of hit or miss at times, but he's improved much as of late. He's been a much better defender and offensive player lately. So you could roll out a lineup of like, Patrick Beverley, say Walker, or, go Patrick Beverley, I'd say like Patrick Beverley, Lonnie Walker, or Austin Reeves, either or, Moe Harkless, LeBron James, and Hassan Whiteside. Boom, now you got switchability, you got defense, you got shot blocking, you got a little bit of everything. And that just would give you a different look the Lakers don't currently have. Now, obviously, Hassan Whiteside isn't going to solve our shooting issues. I mean, he can knock down a 3 here and there, we've seen in his career, but he's not a real threat from shooting the 3 ball, and neither is Moe Harkless, but he's had good seasons. He's had good 3-point seasons in his career, and maybe this could be one of those seasons. He's been a journeyman, but it's not because of his lack of defense. It's just he's kind of been the odd man out in many cases, and so he ends up getting traded, and then traded again, and then ends up getting waived, and now he's just waiting around for a roster spot, and the Lakers could really use that. And just like Stanley Johnson, again, Moe Harkless could fill that void, could fill that need. He's got good size, good length, good wingspan, and just be a solid defender. So I really think the Lakers should at least take a chance with these two. Again, you don't lose anything. Worst case scenario, it doesn't work out and you let these two go. Best case scenario, one or both work out and you figure it out from there, right? And you keep a Hassan Whiteside or you keep a Moe Harkless, and now you're off to the races, and you got 2 more contributors. And I don't see a scenario that this could end badly, right? Because again, it's just 10-day contracts. So if it doesn't work, okay, well, thanks. I appreciate you for those 10 days. If it does work, great. Or if you need a little more, you sign them to another one, great. And then if it works again, sign them to another one, great. And then If you need to, sign him to a non-guaranteed deal and wait until, if it continues to work, great. If it doesn't, and say he's like, oh, well, I got my contract now, I'm good, and then just waive him. That's it. You're done. It's no matter how you shake it. Best case scenario is that it provides a lot of the things. And between Thomas Bryant and Hassan Whiteside, you basically get everything that you want from Miles Turner. Like, so many people want Miles Turner to come in, right? Well, Hassan Whiteside gives you the shot blocking. He's a better rebounder, right? And then Thomas Bryant gives you the rebounding, the shooting, and just everything, right? So again, Thomas Bryant isn't the defender and the shot blocker that Miles Turner is, and Whiteside isn't the shooter, that Miles Turner is, but both of them together are essentially. So, and you get two bodies instead of one, which could be really helpful. You could play Thomas Bryant and Whiteside together. You could play Anthony Davis and Whiteside together. So I think that could really help. You could even play Moe Harkless and Whiteside together and have them run out on units. So I just think however you slice it, I think the Lakers should at least take a look at these two and give these two a chance. You don't have anything to lose. You have everything to gain. Even if they just help you win a couple games, right? Like, let's say you give them, the 3 Exhibit 10s until you find a deal. Cool. Like, do that. If they help you win a game or two, it's a game or two that you might not have won without them. And then Anthony Davis comes back. If you want to let Whiteside go, let Whiteside go. Or if you like Whiteside and you want to let Harkless go, let Harkless go. Whatever. Or if you end up doing a deal and you do, Patrick Beverley and Kendrick Nunn for a Bojan Bogdanovic, well, now you got another roster spot. So now you need to fill that void, right? Because you're trading 2 for 1 and you're already at 14. Well, then now you can bring these two in. So I think it's something that the Lakers should at least look at. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments section below. What do you think? Do you want to see the Lakers tomorrow? Again, January 5th. Do you want to see them sign Hassan Whiteside and Moe Harkless? Do you want them to sign just one of them? Do you think neither of them? Is there somebody else that's a free agent that you might want them to take a look at? However you feel, whatever your thoughts are, good, bad, ugly, somewhere in between, I'd love to hear them. Let me know down in the comments section below.